Happy Saturday. So, um, my, so like the last week or whatever, I don't know what happened, but like my vaccines. So, um, Trump claims, I used to donate BioLife and, plasma, and Trump used to call them vaccines. I don't know why, but it was just whatever. And it was just like basically like my anger, and I don't even really know how he did it, but it was like anger versus love or whatever, but he did it intentionally. So like anybody I cared about, I would get mad at. Don't know why he did it, but it is what it is. But it would be like my vaccines, and like last week, I don't know what happened, but like the fucking police like took care of it. But yesterday or something, I went to someplace and they're like, "Oh, fire's down," and it's like, "Oh, is your vaccine?" And I'm like, "Oh, I didn't know I had that issue anymore." But it kind of like went away afterwards, and way back in the past, in like 2022, yeah, with whatever happened, because I made such a fuss, it was such a big deal that anytime it got like really big, they would put me to sleep to deal with stuff because it's easier if I was not conscious, and like I didn't dream, I didn't like it, maybe I dreamt, but I don't remember. And over the years I fixed it, so I would blend right back in, and I was just like a normal assistant, but FedEx likes to come in and put the spotlight back on me, and I was like, "Oh, great, fine, whatever," kind of thing. And I'm just like, I work so hard to not have that, like I don't mind if I have like spotlight on me, and I don't mind if I'm famous or not, but the fact that I'm just human, that's all it is. But FedEx really likes to put the spotlight on me, and I don't know why, but it is. And they call it the IEYE, or they point to the I, and I'm just like, it's not, it's just fame, and it's not even like fame that I actually did, it's just like fame of like, hey, look at Tracy, and it's basically just undo everything that Tracy did, and it's really annoying, and it's just basically saying, hey, Tracy's really famous and she's owned. That's really what it means. And it's just annoying, because I don't know, I feel like I can get attention other ways. But for about 2 months now, the fucking place has had my like main remote. So like we have like different things, but they have like my main remote, and it's cool because like way back in the day, United Kingdom has like one of my remotes. Like I am not gonna get into it, but Fargo has like the main one, and they have one of the main ones, whatever, and they have a tendency of like restraining me or putting me to sleep, and it's not because like I don't like, it's kind of, they do kind of the same way that FedEx did it, and they let me do my jobs. They don't like stop me from doing anything, there's one police officer that likes to like control like how much I work out and stuff, but I think that has a lot to do like with the invisible group in town and other things, but he's cool for the most of the time, he really is kind of just like annoyed, so he kind of just rather just like leave me hanging and just like forget that I even exist. But it is what it is, what, that's whatever. And so, but back in the day, before I've moved, when I moved to Moorhead, I think in like the fine print, I think like when I signed the lease for the house, I think in the fine print I had something, it seemed really illegal, and it might have been, but when we sold the house, some stuff got like released and stuff, and it wasn't about me, and like my thing is like, I don't know what a contract is, so whatever, but so if you guys know what the Communist Party, and I don't even know if it's really the Communist Party, I like to call it NATO and stuff like that, but if you ever read the article, they have changed the title of it, but it's basically 2030, and it basically means that we will live on planet Earth, but we will not own anything, like nothing, you know, and we will be happy. And I'm just like, way back in the day before like COVID happened, or why was COVID happen, I read the article and I'm just like, how did that happen? Like, how is that possible? But it's just them altering your brain to make you seem really content with you owning absolutely nothing. But it's basically whatever. And I've learned stuff over the years and stuff like that. And like, my thing is, I am a really capitalist type of person. Like, I believe we should own a house and own our bodies and own cars and stuff. And I believe in like selling. And I don't believe in stealing, and I don't believe in sharing, you know? Like, house sharing is not my thing, you know? I know some countries are really into it. And I know there's a lot of people in this country that believes that if you rent a place, or if you own a house, or own property, like, I think in the future, like, in the next couple of years, depending on how well I go, I want to buy a condo for myself. But I don't feel like somebody else can come in and take it over for me, or I don't think somebody else can come in and just like be like my roommate, you know? But there's people here that really truly believe that, you know? And so the bike path was like invented, but that's just a name that I named, but the bike path is another thing. And so when I lived in Moorhead, there would be people who like quote unquote break in, but they really don't break in. They just like change your mind and they're like, oh, your battery needs to be replaced. No. And it's just basically just like the Communist Party or NATO, I like to sum it up, of people coming in and like telling you like, you really don't own this place. Yes, you saved up all this money and you put down this down payment and you actually bought this house, but it's really not your house. And I'm like, in my mind, it's like, this is my house. Like, maybe the government owns some of it because I have a loan on it, but it's still my house. You know, I worked really hard to put a down payment on it, and I paid for the mortgage. It's not like I'm leasing. It's not like I'm renting. I actually owned this house, you know? Now I rent. But I rent. I give my landlord money every single month and to live here. People have told me to stop paying for my rent, but then I'm just like, then it's really not my apartment. I work, I get money, and I pay my rent, which means it's my place. And so today I took a nap and I woke up and I'm obsessing over Travis, and I'm just like, great, I'm on a snake. And I'm just like, I really do not care about thinking about Travis right now. And immediately it switched to this dude that I try to put a restraining order on, and I'm just like, It's like, I'll go back to thinking about Travis. And then in my mind they're like, oh, you need a new. I'm like, no, I do not need some homeless person or some union rep coming in and breaking in and trying to molest me. No, thank you. So I made sure I put shoes in front of my door because I did not need a new battery tonight. Because I know how that means. It's like peanuts or nuts in general. You have like good quality nuts, and all the time they downgrade it without you realizing it. Yeah, it's like that. I don't need to live in a communist or NATO country. And I know there's people who really hate me for that. But I will forever sleep with shoes. And probably will never have a real roommate for the rest of my life. Because I support a capitalist country. And yeah. If you need a battery replaced, go to the doctor.